What's one thing that is most unique in Denver in its culture scene right now? We've got great museums, we've got great art galleries, we've got programs like the Biennial that want to be, known for progressive things. But the one thing in our community that's the most progressive, in my opinion, is Denver Digerati. Denver Digerati is a unique initiative that we formed about 4 or 5 years ago. It's really an offshoot of the Denver Theater District. And Denver Digerati, really, the name represents digital art in animation and motion art. Denver Digerati, really came about from a protocol for curating artworks onto LED screens in the downtown Denver area. The LED screens in downtown Denver are run by branded cities, and they sell ad space for those LED screens, but a portion of their funding for their ad sales goes into the Denver Theater District to fund art programs. It's a really different protocol in that the screens have to be used for art a certain percent of the time. So Denver Digerati, our initiative is really to find a meaningful way to put art onto the screens. That's something that really does showcase the idea of these works being public art in a particular way, because if it wasn't for them, all you would have are advertisements, and that people blank those out. It's contemporary because this is art of today and tomorrow, and it's developing in such an exciting way at the same time that technology is advancing. Frame of Mind was our first program. It was just a 20-minute piece on our screens one year. The second year we did an hour-and-a-half program that we curated with content from all over the world. And it was at that point that we said, these screens, we're only using them once a year for kind of like a showcase of digital art or motion art. And it dawned on me then that was the wrong way to think about what we were doing. What we're really trying to do is find a way to bring this art to the screens all the time. And the mantra became, we are the future of public art. This is the third year for our Friday Flash series. For the continuity and the public's understanding of our program, each time we do a Friday Flash, it's going to be, numbered accordingly to the history of the program. Last night was Friday Flash number 9, MTVTM, which stands for Music to Video to Music, meaning that there's a symbiotic relationship between the two, and that the authorship of the music isn't driving necessarily the authorship of the visual component. My approach to that really kind of came organically through conversations with the artist Milton Croissant III, and exposure to his most recent work that he was commissioned by a band called Rubik.
Climb the stairs. I shut the door. I try the lock.
When you watch these works on a computer screen, which is 99.99% of their exposure, you take for granted what that might look like blown up huge onto an LED screen. And so to me, going out to the program tonight and watching these things in a different context, in that context that really excites us, I thought all of the works were extremely effective for what our program's about on the street. We want to support the artists financially in whatever way we can. I can just go to my computer and download work, and the artists understand that they're giving their work away but we're putting it into a meaningful context that really, I think, is a fascinating one and does help them. Just like if a gallery asked to show their work, they would want to participate in that exhibition. Once a year, we dedicate funds to pay artists to make works specifically for our screens. Right now, within Denver, we have 5 screens that we can work with. Each one of those screens is a completely different format. So that complicates the project, but it also, for me, makes it more interesting and makes it one of the reasons why I think our commission program is such a unique component and what separates us from really any other entity in the world doing this type of work. It's a really exciting realm within art, and one that, is going to infiltrate all angles of the art sphere within the next 5 to 10 years. We're creating a network that ultimately, if we can realize having a screen dedicated to art, whether it's in a downtown area, whether it's at the airport, whether it's just in some sort of unique context, that we will have the work already prepared for that. After a while, you realize that you really have an asset that can be used in different ways, and the beauty of that asset is that it's continually exposing people to this form of art. It'll take a while, I think, for the public to understand what that means and why that's exciting, but that's what we're about, is creating that excitement and hoping to eventually overtake the world.